Let's imagine that, unfortunately, you have disease A. You quickly seek out a doctor who diagnoses you with disease A. But you don't want to believe it, so you talk to another doctor who also says you have disease A, so you keep looking, talking to many other doctors until one tells you very confidently, disease A does not exist. Disease A was invented by the media. What you have is actually disease B, and it heals on its own. Well, maybe you now have some peace of mind with this new diagnosis of disease B, but if you believe it and you do nothing, disease A may kill you. Hoping that you don't have disease A and believing that you have disease B is not going to change the reality. So which doctors can we trust? Well, in medicine, nothing is 100% certain, but we can use the great consensus among doctors to be more confident in the diagnosis of your disease. If you talk to 50 doctors and 25 say that you have disease A, while the other 25 say you have disease B, in that case, it's clear that the knowledge about the disease is not well established yet. Additional tests and studies would be necessary for doctors to understand the disease and diagnose it correctly. Like in medicine, science is not always 100% certain. But there is something called scientific consensus. A scientific consensus is reached when there is compelling evidence to support a phenomenon. So scientists agree that the phenomenon is close to the truth. It doesn't matter which explanation is the most pleasing, but rather which one is closer to the truth. If many studies demonstrate the role of mankind in global warming, it becomes a consensus among scientists that global warming is real. The fact that one or very few scientists think differently is not enough to change reality, but this small minority of scientists will make the general public confused. Society will think that the scientific community is divided when, in fact, this is not true. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we gave too much attention to these few controversial doctors. It was too easy to find a doctor that said exactly what you wanted to hear or believe, even if what they were saying was far from reality. Listening to this minority of doctors could have serious ramifications, including many more deaths throughout the country. The internet is like a gigantic medical clinic with hundreds of thousands of doctors. You can easily search for the diagnosis that pleases you the most and forward it to all your friends and loved ones, claiming that it was said by a doctor. However, this is not only harmful to public health, but also harmful to the reputation of doctors and scientists in general. You can trust content that is consensus among doctors and scientists. The wisdom and knowledge of the majority of specialists will save more lives. So how can we know what the scientific consensus is? You should look for information provided by scientific societies and official sources. The responsibility of spreading reliable information is also yours.